I guess it's time to get in what y'all came here for. Civil action, jury demand. Rodney Jones versus Sean Combs, Justin Dior Combs, Ethiopia, whatever her last name is, Lucien Charles Grande, Christina Coron, Chalice Recording Studios, Love Records, Motown Records, Universal Records, Combs Global Enterprises, John and Jane Doe's 1 to 10, and ABC Corporations 1 to 10. This document contains highly graphic information of sexual nature, including sexual assault. Additionally, there are graphic images of the aftermath of a shooting, redacted images of sexual intercourse, redacted images of minors, sex workers, and prostitutes, details of sex trafficking, and illegal distribution of guns and drugs. Get the kids out the room right now, y'all. This ain't for the kids. You're going to hear some things that ain't for the kids. I don't care if your kids identify as adults. They grown. They know what to say and not what to say. Get their ass out the room right now. Uncle Choke said so. So let's get into this. Plaintiff, Rodney Little Rod Jones, Mr. Jones, hereby alleges as and for his complaint against defendant Sean Combs, Mr. Combs, defendant Justin Dior Combs, J. Combs, defendant Lucien Charles Grande, Mr. Grande. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Defendant Ethiopia, Miss Habertime, defendant Christina Karam, Miss Karam, defendant Chalice Recording Studio, CRS, defendant Love Records, LR, defendant Motown Records, MR, defendant Universal Music Group, UMG, defendant Combs Global Enterprises, CGE, John and Jane Doe's 1 to 10, ABC Corporations. What is it as follows? This court has personal jurisdiction of the defendants under and consistent with the constitutional requirements of due process, and that the defendants acting directly or through his agents or apparent agents committed one of the more of the following: A, transaction of any business within the state, the making of any contract within the state, the commission of torturous act within this district, and the ownership, use, or possession of any real estate in this state. From September 2022 to the date of this filing, defendant has consistently and purposely availed themselves of the privilege of conducting activities within New York, thus invoking the benefits and protection of New York law. In return for these benefits and protections, defendants must submit to the burdens of litigation in New York. The litigation arises from or relates to the torturous activities defendants visited upon defendants in the state of New York, California, Florida, and the United States Virgin Islands. This torturous conduct violated United States federal RICO laws. They going straight for the RICO, y'all. Boom, 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 boom. Requiring defendants to litigate these claims in his district does not offend traditional notions of fair play and substantial justice. Plaintiffs' claims arise from some conduct occurring by defendants in New York. Parties. Plaintiff Rodney Jones is an American artist and music producer. Mr. Jones resides in the state of New York and California. Defendant Sean Combs is a rapper and record executive, probably known by his stage names Puff Daddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, Diddy, Brother Love, or Love. Mr. Combs came to fame in the early 1990s with his record label Bad Boy Records. He rose to prominence in the music and entertainment industry over the decades and is regularly referred to as a hip-hop mogul. Mr. Combs resides at, damn, they put a nigga address out there. I guess it's public record. Defendant Sean Combs, defendant Justin Combs is the son of Mr. Combs and Misa Hilton J. Combs. Justin Combs was born on December 30th, 1993. Justin Combs is a producer and actor. He appeared on TV series like Catfish, the TV show Wild 'N Out, and Hip Hop Squares. Defendant Justice D.L. Combs resides at, we don't want his address, we don't want his address. Let me skip past all these addresses. Rodney Little Rod Jones is from Windy City, Chi-Town. He was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. Mr. Jones is the second oldest son and fourth child of 9 siblings. Mr. Jones comes from a long line of gospel music influences. Mr. Jones started playing instruments at the age of 5. He began playing drums in church at the age of 13. He picked up playing the guitar. From 13 to the present day, Mr. Jones has taught himself to play over 13 instruments. Mr. Jones is considered a musical prodigy. His talents have led him to produce and create a commercial marketplace for music that has been recorded by some of the prestigious and highly acclaimed artists in the music industry. Throughout the duration of his career, Mr. Jones has worked the South Side of the Chicago music scene, playing with the following legendary greats: Georgia Mass Choir, Donald Lawrence, the Clark Sisters, and the Smoky Norfolk. On or about August 22, Mr. Jones received a call from Mr. Combs requesting that he produce several songs on a rhythm and blues album titled The Love Album Off the Grid Love Album. Mr. Jones agreed, and his life has been detrimentally impacted ever since. Summary of events. From September 2022 to November 2023, Mr. Jones produced 9 songs on Mr. Combs' Love Album. Mr. Jones lived with Mr. Combs for 9 months. Mr. Jones lived with Mr. Combs for months at a time, spending holidays, birthdays, and missing major family events. Mr. Jones resided at Mr. Combs' residence in Los Angeles, California, New York City, and Miami, Florida. Mr. Jones also spent several weeks on a yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the Virgin Islands. Throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones witnessed, experienced, and endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer on the Love Album. The claims raised in the complaint have been corroborated through witness statements, video, audio recordings, and images that Mr. Jones has in his possession. Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly. On several occasions, Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones' cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Jones, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Mr. Jones has secured irrefutable evidence of the acquisition, use, and distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms. The displaying of distribution of unregistered illegal firearms. Puff can go to jail, y'all. Somebody just clean out the cell next to them because somebody getting ready to get a roommate. Mr. Combs provided laced alcohol beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Florida. Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Kay, instructed her staff to retrieve drugs so she can provide it to Mr. Combs for his consumption. Yeah, he gonna get the RICO. Christian Combs drugging and sexually assaulted a woman. Oh no, not King Combs. Mr. Combs detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact on his public image of Cassie Ventura's lawsuit. Young Miami's cousin and or assistant sexually assaulted Mr. Jones. Actor Cuban Gooding Jr. sexually harassing and assaulting Mr. Jones. Rapper redacted on Mr. Jones' yacht consulting with underage girls, sex workers, and R&B singer redacted in Mr. Combs' Los Angeles home consorting with underage girls and sex workers. Oh, God. Who's the rapper on the yacht? We've seen a couple of y'all rappers on the yacht. Who's the rappers on the yacht? Puff getting ready to go to jail, bro. Hold on a second, y'all. What I'll do is give me a second. I'm gonna pull up the next page. And y'all can read it until I get back. All right, I'm back. Chalice Recording Studio shooting. On or about September 12, 2022, Mr. Combs held a writers and producers camp at Chalice Recording Studios at 845 Highland Avenue, Los Angeles, California. Present at this camp were Mr. Combs and his son Justin Combs and Justin's friend named G. Mr. G is a 30-year-old tall African-American male. In addition to these individuals, other musicians were present at the camp. This writer has spoken to several musicians who attended the camp. One evening during this camp, Mr. Combs, J. Combs, and G were in a heated conversation. That conversation was moved out of the studio onto a restroom adjacent to where Mr. Jones was sitting. Mr. Jones was approximately 2 feet away from the bathroom when gunshots rang out. Mr. Jones recalls hearing multiple gunshots. All right, the footnotes is this writer spoke with several employees of the yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the U.S. Virgin Islands, who personally witnessed defendant Karam instructor staff Brendan Paul, Frank Santella, and Maury Bond Spike. Oh shit. And Maury Bond spike bottles of champagne with ecstasy. A complainant is forthcoming. He is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Oh, that's goddamn Meek Mills. He's a Grammy Award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assaulting a Beijing billionaire. A Grammy Award-winning singer who had trouble with law enforcement assaulting a Beijing billionaire. Well, I already know number 3. Right here, redacted, number 3. That's Meek Mill, y'all. Consorting with underage girls, sex workers, and R&B singer. Oh, niggas is going to jail. Meek, your ass is in trouble, brother. You about to get pulled into a RICO, brother. Grammy Award-winning singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assaulting a Beijing billionaire. A Beijing billionaire. Where is Beijing at? Barbados. Is that Rihanna? Where's Rihanna from? Barbados? Yep. Oh, shit. A strong possibility that might be Rihanna. Which means that would be, no. Wait, did Chris Brown ever win a Grammy? He only got one. He been nominated 21 times, and he got one for that Fame album. Let me see some. When did he say this happened? (2022). Wait, here it is. Oh shit. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna get back to that. Go to pictures from the yacht. Now y'all gotta start questioning the people that's in Diddy's company. Now we gotta start looking at Diddy, the niggas that's hanging out with Diddy, y'all. We gotta really start looking at these people that's hanging out with Diddy, y'all. You gotta start watching these people that's hanging with Diddy. There you go. Oh shit. Wow. I look at all these niggas different now. Everybody look different now. Can you imagine what type of freaky stuff this nigga be doing with these niggas? What is these, man, bro? All these years I've been telling y'all, a lot of y'all didn't believe me. Y'all was telling me I was a hater. I was just mad because I was broke and all this other shit. And I'm telling you what it takes to be amongst these niggas in the industry. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all be saying, oh, he got a girlfriend or he got a baby, this, that, and other. Y'all don't be believing me. Look how this shit is playing out. What is consortium? Wow. So he said, rapper Meek Mill, allegedly, on Mr. Combs' yacht, consorting with underage girls, habitually associated. Meek better lawyer up, buddy. Meek better lawyer up. And the R&B singer and Mr. Combs' Los Angeles home consorting with underage girls and said, well, we like I think we clear right now that most of the sex workers are men, right? So if Meek is consulting with sex workers, yo, wait. Y'all niggas want to go to the Rock Nation brunch. Mr. Jones immediately went into a state of shock. Let me go back a little bit so y'all know what I'm talking about. One evening during this camp, Mr. Jones, Justin Combs, and G were in a heated conversation. That conversation was moved out of the studio into a restroom adjacent to where Mr. Jones was sitting. Mr. Jones was approximately 2 feet away from the bathroom when gunshots rang out. Mr. Jones recalled hearing multiple gunshots. Mr. Jones immediately went into a state of shock and feared that he would be shot next. Mr. Jones generally believed that he would be shot through the door due to how close it was. After the shooting ended, a crowd gathered around the restroom. When the door finally opened, Mr. Combs and Justin Combs exited. G was laying on the restroom floor in the fetal position, holding his stomach and bleeding out his leg, hip area. Yo, don't tell me this nigga Puff shot this nigga, man. One of them niggas shot this nigga. Wait, he shot himself? Everyone stood around looking upon G. Frustrated by the lack of aid to G, Mr. Jones dropped everything, ran to G, and immediately began placing pressure on G's gunshot wound to his stomach. Oh, he didn't shoot himself in the stomach. As he was applying pressure on his stomach, Mr. Jones realized that G was gushing blood from another area near his leg, his hip. He decided to lift G and place him on the toilet. Mr. Jones asked the crowd to call the ambulance. Mr. Jones lifted G and brought him to the ambulance at the studio's front. At this time, Mr. Combs and Justin disappeared to another part of the studio. Mr. Combs gave strict instructions to inform the police that he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. Oh, shit. Puff, you getting ready to go to jail, nigga. I don't know which one of them shot him, but one of them motherfuckers shot him. And Puff lied and said, man, Puff yo. I told y'all over a month ago that this shit was going to cause a RICO and Puff was going to go to jail. I'm doubling down on that. That nigga's not going to see Thanksgiving without some type of federal indictment. I'm telling you, Thanksgiving, he will not see Thanksgiving without a federal indictment or RICO charges this year. Watch what I tell you. And I'll knock on wood for him because I don't want to see nobody go to jail. But nigga, it ain't but too much the motherfucker can get away with. Man shot outside. Oh, they had a news story about this. Man shot outside party at Hollywood recording studio. Officers were called to the 800 block of North Highland Avenue at Willowberry to check into reports of a shooting at about 3 a.m. according to the LAPD. At the location, they found a man had been shot after stepping outside the studio. The man in his 30s was taken to the hospital in stable condition. He was reportedly shot in the abdomen. Sky 2 was over the scene early Monday, spotted several people sitting outside the location being questioned by police. No information was released about the suspect, and it's not known if the shooting was gang-related. Wow. Hold on. Let's see something here. What's the date on this? September 12th, 2022. Let's see here, y'all. September. Here's the story right here. Yo, you see how this mother... Yo, that's crazy how they only got one news story on this. They really... These niggas really be getting, like, they be getting shit covered up, bro. This is crazy. That is so crazy that this thing happened. Police was called. And there's no news story on it. Except for one station. And Diddy was there? Oh, this is about to get really good. Mr. Jones has several corroborating witnesses who spoke with this writer anonymously due to fear of retaliation from Mr. Combs. They have agreed to speak publicly when subpoenaed. See? I knew it. Them niggas stop people from reporting on this. Oh, they got the goddamn pictures from the shooting. Oh, this nigga's cooked. He's cooked. Mr. Jones has the clothing he wore that day that he believes it may still have the stains and DNA of G's blood. Oh, this nigga got Puff. Oh, he got him, bro. The following are screenshots of the aftermath of the restroom where G was shot by either Mr. Combs or Jay Combs. I bet it was Puff. Then again, it can be Justin being inexperienced and going for the gun instead of just beating his ass, the two of them. Clearly, G was not shot outside of the studio as Mr. Combs instructed his team to report to law enforcement. Mr. Combs and defendants LR, MR, UMG, and CRS provided private security for the writers' camp at defendant CRS studios. The security was porous and lackluster at best. The fact that either Mr. Combs and Justin Combs were allowed to enter the studio with guns and those guns were not confiscated by security is a clear breach of duty by Mr. Combs' defendants, LR, MR, UMG, protect Mr. Jones and other attendees of this writers' camp. As a result of this shooting, Mr. Jones is severely traumatized. Mr. Jones suffers from PTSD severe anxiety, depression, and insomnia. Oh, Puff gonna have to pay this nigga. He gonna eat that nigga. He gonna settle with this one by next week. Ain't no way in hell he going in the court with this. And he getting ready to get some criminal charges on his ass. You better believe he getting ready to get some criminal charges. Mr. Jones was sexually harassed and assaulted by Mr. Combs. Throughout his time living with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones was the victim of constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his anus by Mr. Jones. His anus? The anus is the hole, yo. He ain't saying his buttocks. He said his anus. It's a difference between anus and buttocks. These events took place in LA, New York, Florida, and the United States Virgin Islands. See, this is the part, like with the Christian Keys dude, that I get mad at these dudes. It says New York, LA, Florida, and the Virgin Islands. So how many times this nigga got to violate you for you to quit? Like, how many times do you got to be violated for it to be enough? And this is what I be telling you about these people. They just be wanting to be in the room with these people. They want to be celebrities. They want to be hanging with these. Not me. I don't care to hang with them. No. That shit come with you getting something in your back pocket, in your anus. In addition to unsolicited and unauthorized touching, Mr. Jones was forced by Mr. Combs to work in Mr. Combs' bathroom as Mr. Combs walked around naked and showered in a clear glass enclosure. As a heterosexual Christian man, Mr. Jones was uncomfortable with Mr. Combs' advances and expressed his discomfort to Mr. Jones' chief of staff, Christina Caron. KK responded to Mr. Jones' complaint with, "You know Sean will be Sean." KK also attempted to downplay Mr. Combs' groping of Mr. Jones' anus and genitals as friendly horseplay, stating that those were acts of Mr. Combs' way of showing that he likes you. Damn right he like you, playing in your anus. Despite these assurances, on several occasions, when Mr. Combs began to undress and walk around his house naked, KK would say, "Okay, I am leaving now," and she would disappear. KK's hypocrisy is breathtaking at best or enabling at worst. Mr. Jones believes that KK aided and abetted Mr. Combs' sexual assault of him and was working with Mr. Combs to groom him into accepting a homosexual relationship. Through these sexually deviant acts, one would say Mr. Combs has a pattern and practice of engaging in such nefarious activity. This ongoing conduct shows that Mr. Combs cannot be rehabilitated. Oh shit. I don't know what this word means, so I want to look it up. Nefarious. Flagrantly wicked. Evil. Oh, shit. Mr. Combs has a pattern and practice of engaging in such wicked activity. This ongoing conduct shows that Mr. Combs cannot be rehabilitated. Mr. Combs attempted to groom Mr. Jones into engaging in gay sex. Mr. Combs was aware that Mr. Jones looked up to and idolized music producer Stephen Aaron Jordan, Stevie J. Stevie J is an American DJ, record producer, and television personality. Stevie J was a part of the Bad Boy Records production team, The Hitmen. In 1997, Stevie J won a Grammy Award for his work on Puff Daddy's debut album. Throughout the late 90s, Stevie J produced for several artists, including Mariah, Tevin, Big, 112, Josie, Faith, Jay-Z, and Eve. Stevie J was one of the producers on the Love album. Mr. Combs used access to Stevie J and his knowledge of Mr. Jones' admiration of Stevie J to groom and entice Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality. Mr. Combs went so far as to share a video of Stevie J anally penetrating a Caucasian male without a condom. This was done to ease Mr. Jones' anxiety concerning homosexuality. See, Stevie's gay. You can do it too. I'm telling you, if the niggas told niggas Jay-Z was gay, all these niggas would drop to their knees. This was done to ease Mr. Jones' anxiety concerning homosexuality. According to Mr. Combs, this is a normal practice in the music industry. Look, even Stevie J is doing it. Didn't I tell you? That's I'm telling you. Nigga tell you, nigga Jay-Z did it. Nigga, what? Oh, I'm down, nigga.